Welcome back to the shop. Today is going to be a quick video, new update on the Prusa Core One 6.3.4, introducing face tapping among a few other things which I'm not going to focus on because they are not very structural. Face tapping, no clue what it is. It makes motors more silent, but are they going to reduce VFA? Apparently so. So I'm going to try it out. On my unit, we still have very minor VFA with the 1.5 GT belts, so I'm going to see if face tapping is going to improve on that one. First of all, let's do a print with the firmware that is standard on the Core One right now. So while it's printing, I'm going to let you hear how the Prusa Core One sounds right now, and then after the update, we are going to do the same. So you have apples to apples comparison between 6.3.3 and 6.3.4. All right, let's start the testing. Alright, the first test print is done. We can see we have the same result of what we had with the belt change. Now we need to install the firmware and we need to install the input shaper because we are going to use the input shaper for the face tapping. Once all of that is done, I will circle back and we will look at the results. Input shaping is done. I don't see a lot of difference, 1 Hertz or something like that different, so I'm going to accept it. Now it's time for the face tapping. I'm going to hang my mic right over here so we can hear the noises change, because apparently during the calibration we will hear the difference. So this is interesting. We can now see a screen. It says motor X vibration reduced by 29%. Y vibration, 0. Yeah, I could hear it getting louder. I couldn't hear it getting quieter when it did the Y vibrations. X vibrations, very minimal sound difference, but please do judge by yourself. Right, I'm going to save this. Now it did give me a prompt on how to learn to do the face tapping. So I'm going to scan the QR code and see what they're going to tell me about it. All right, it looks like you're getting somewhere. I did it the second time. The printer completely borked out. It said it was way out of bounds, something like that. And by the way, look at this. This is my brother from another mother. Steve is going live, preparing for the GD box launch. So if you're seeing this, Steve, hi dude, welcome to the OBS shitland. All right, back to the Prusa Core One. So we did the calibrations. We are about 40% of noise reduction. And what is really weird is everything is nicely lubed up. I redid the lubing, moved it all around, gave it a few good shakes. Right now, it is not complaining to me about out of bounds kind of crap. So what I'm going to do is lube it up again. We are going to redo the testing. I'm going to show you the values and then we are going to do a test print and see if we actually fix something. Very promising. It was not looking good, but right now, all right. I see you in a few. Here we have it, the same exact failure that we had before, and now everything has been looped up. You boy are a royal pain in my ass. I have no clue why it is doing this. Maybe that's why it's in beta, I have no clue. Well, I have one good tune in, I guess, unless it is overriding this shit. All right, I think we have something. We have 25% on the X and we have 60% on the Y vibration. I'm going to save it, leave it at that. And now we are going to do the same print again. I'm going to re-upload the file because I don't have any idea how that is going to be going to conflict with what we have done now. So one observation I have seen is the numbers we see on the screen are a little bit random. I have seen as high as 40%, I have seen as low as 0% of vibration compensation. Really weird. We got a number, I'm going to remove it, do a print, and then we can check it out. Very disappointing. Oh well. Alright. One of you commented on the short about this unit sounding like R2-D2's dying donkey's nephew. Yeah, he did the belt tension at 93 Hz and that sounded way better than lower. The lower the frequency was, I believe it was 85, the more it sounded like a dying donkey, which is a little bit what mine sounds like. So I'm going to do what I'm going to regret doing again. Setting the belt tension to 93 Hz, doing all the calibrations again, and try to see if we are truly crazy on putting any more time in this Prusa Core One. One way to find out. I hope you freaking subscribe for this. Alright, let me do all the things, and then we will find out if we indeed have a dying donkey. Here I am again. This time we have other numbers. Bigger number, better, right? So this time we have 69, very nice, on the x-axis, and we have 39% on the y-axis. So we do have more noise reduction, yeah, but we are going to suffer more from VFA. That you can see on the other video, which is going to be right up there. So for my machine, which is around 73 Hz right now, gave me the best VFA performance out of the whole range, which means low speed, high speed printing. That was the best number. Right now it is at 93. We can see noise reduction, obviously more belt tension, more noise of the belts and all of that. So I am going to say, okay, let's do a print and look if we have the R2-D2 silent brother this time.
Wow! It doesn't sound like complete shit!
Alright, I cancelled the print because these boxes are just waste anyway. We have done the old firmware with the original belt tension, which was around 73 Hz. Then we have done our new firmware, same belt tension, 73 Hz. And then we have new firmware with adjusted belt tension to see if that did anything with the phase stepping that is going on. Now, spoiler alert! So first of all, let's compare old versus new firmware. The top one is the old firmware. The second one is the new firmware with phase stepping. We can see absolutely zero difference. This one sounded like a dying donkey. This one didn't. Even though we had awful noise, there is slightly more VFA on this part. I think it is still super weird that even though we have more audible noise, that we still get this kind of a VFA impressions. And then we have this one. This is going to be the old one. This is going to be the new one with the new belt tension. 73 Hz, old firmware, no phase tapping. And here we have done all the things. We tweaked the belt frequency and we can see there is some difference. It is, however, very faint, but there is difference. And I'm saying this in the best way possible. It is a positive difference, but we still see VFA, however faint it is. This is the slow speed type of VFA. So anything above 80 or 100 Hz, we have already established is going to look way better than this one. But in my opinion, it is looking ever so slightly a little bit better with phase tapping and increased belt tensions. To conclude, did phase tapping do anything? Yes, it did, but it didn't do it on the original setup. We had to increase the belt tension, in my case to 93 Hz. Now, I could go ahead and test 1000 more different belt tensions. I'm not going to do it. I can already tell you, just by tweaking it to 93 Hz, we get a very decent result. It is not completely gone. It is looking, however, better, which is always better, right? So, I hope you could take away something from this video. Phase tapping is not the magic key for all your VFA issues. However, we can see that after converting to 1.5 GT, doing the phase tapping and belt adjustments, we can definitely see some minor improvement over the original setup. Improvement is improvement. I have no clue what this is going to do on infected units with 2 GT belts. So if anyone is interested to doing the same type of testing with the original belts, with a bad unit obviously, then please leave your comments down below. Let me know how this phase tapping is working out for you. We could see on low belt tensions it didn't work. On the higher belt tensions we do see a small improvement. As always, I want to thank the members of the channel, and don't run away just yet, because the next video is going to be the full review of the Radric VCore 4 that we have been testing for a few months and almost got 500 hours into it. I have a pretty good idea on what I want to tell about it. It is, however, going to be a very short list because I really love it. Alright, after that we also have some tinkering going on. We are going to water cool some stuff. Alright, that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next one.